Today we're brewing our San Francisco Brewers Guild collaboration beer, and it's called Lawnmower Ale, and it's based on a recipe from the late Griz of San Francisco Brewcraft.
Came on working with Griz probably roughly getting close to 8 years. I ended up just finding the shop. I asked for a gig and he said, you know, do you have any experience? And I said, yeah, I enjoy beer. He's like, you're hired. Be here tomorrow.
Let's talk about the man. No, I gotta have a drink first.
Bottled water is the biggest scam ever perpetrated on the human race.
I would describe Griz as a teacher and a tough love uncle.
You can't make good anal retentive beer. It's impossible.
Griz is a Santa Claus looking man with a really crass sense of humor.
He had a, full beard, full belly.
I walk in and there's this Uncle Jesse looking guy in the back just sitting there, just drinking a beer, staring at people.
And some young guy comes in. I want to brew 12 batches of beer. And instead of just selling the man 12 batches of beer worth of equipment, Griz looks at him and goes, "You can't brew 12 batches of beer. You gotta learn, son."
It's like a rite of passage for the homebrewers. They'll say what they're making and he's like, "Oh, sounds terrible."
And anal retentive beer tastes like a tight sphincter.
And so I would go in and say, "Griz, I want to make a hoppy vanilla peach IPA." And he would call me an idiot and then help me anyway.
Back in the day, Griz would teach a free class every Monday.
I used to go like this and then everybody laughed. So now I go like this.
He had a really good method for people to, just to make it accessible for everybody. And that's where I got started.
And I've been brewing for 40 years, and every time I brew, I learned something.
Today is another historic collaboration with the San Francisco Brewers Guild, right? So the boys are getting together and whipping up another batch of beer for SF Beer Week.
Today we are making a session IPA called Griz's Lawnmower Ale.
The lawnmower being something that you mow the lawn for a couple hours and pound a couple of these beers and there you go.
It's low in alcohol, it's hoppy, but it's not overly bitter. You know, it's the exact kind of beer he would have been really thrilled if we had come in and asked him to help us make.
And the Oregon-grown hops from the Willamette Valley actually smell like the countryside there.
So it's an IPA that you're not just going to taste hops in, you're going to taste the fields, you know?
We're here at Magnolia and the Dog Patch. It's their beautiful new brewery. I'm really excited today.
SF Beer Week, you know, it went from a relatively modest event in its first year to just a few years later, there's something like 500 or 600 events around the whole Bay Area.
Oh my God, the workload is incredible because there's so many events. It takes a good month to get ready for this thing. It is the biggest week of the year.
I really love the sense of community that comes out of it. That, you know, we're all here together, you know, with the Brewers Guild brewing this beer together today.
It's more about camaraderie and coming up with a theme and just working together to decide what it should be in the end, and then just kind of throw it in and see what happens.
Cheers, sir. Happy Beer Week. And now I'm drunk.
Yep. It was definitely great to know him for a long time. We became really, really close. What he was trying to give back to the beer community was a philosophy, more than the actual beer itself. To him, the beer was more like, as he would call it, sort of the gravy of the whole thing.
When you're doing this process, you're connected to an endeavor that human beings have been doing for about 60,000 years. And there's something good about that. There's something comforting to have that connection.
You'd probably say to, you know, be in the moment and enjoy what you're doing because life's too short.
Yeah, cheers to Griz, man. God bless him. Cheers!